public speaking that you never apologise at the beginning of your speech, but I always apologise because I am not the real Tony Robinson. And that disappoints many audiences. It gets me speaking engagements, but it disappoints many others. So I'm not the, well, legendary actor, historian, activist as well. As I found with the amounts of abuse I got after the vote in Scotland for the, because he promoted the no vote a great deal. But what you will notice is that I've got a striking resemblance to George Clooney. In fact, if I take my hat off, you'll notice that I've got the, if I had my Nespresso cup, you'll definitely notice, but if you take my hat off, you'll notice I've modelled myself, I've even got a haircut like George Clooney. Well, my barber in Scarborough said that if George Clooney came in here, this is what he'd get. I'll tell you a little bit more about him, but he's, I have modelled my whole lifestyle on George Clooney. But the other thing I've done, apart from watching what George does to see if I can emulate him, is that I have spent a very long time, as you can see I'm quite old, I'm pleased to be anywhere, really. just delighted, really. I've spent, well, 28 years running my own micro-business. Who's the closest to that? Anybody done 20 years? 20 years, Tina Burden at the back. We've met her before. Yeah, that's not very interesting. Anybody else? Anybody else? 17 as a photographer. Now, do you know, what would you say is one of the 3 top new businesses that people are setting up? Now, there's been record numbers, as Tina has said, in self-employment. The top is construction, yeah, in terms of the number of self-employed businesses. Think of plumbers, carpenters, After that, and the growth, is actually in management and professional, because big companies have been in absolute meltdown. So it's people selling skills, maybe as a virtual assistant as well, huge numbers of virtual assistants. What might be the 3rd? Photographers, yes, thank you very much. And that gives you a stick of Scarborough Rock, if I can just, it's like, really, it's so exciting. Oh, there you go, thank you very much. So basically, I've been running my business for 28 years. I founded it with one of my best friends who lives in Milton Keynes. She's called Claire Francis, and she's not the famous novelist and round the world yachts woman either. We found our business in 1986, but it really happened in 1984 that I actually got interested in what doesn't sound a very glamorous subject at all, but it is the survival of enterprises. Now, we're at the Made Entrepreneur Festival, but I've kind of like devoted my whole life, really, which is mad, absolutely crazy thing to do, to seeing if we can improve the survival rate of enterprises, particularly in the UK. Because one of the reasons was, in 2004, I don't know if anyone's been to the National Exhibition Centre, but it's got a big, in Birmingham, it's got a big arena, which I think they call the LG Arena there. And I was speaking to 10,000 people. I was managing director of the largest direct selling company in the world. And I was speaking to 10,000 people there. And one of my jobs was to actually go around the country. I spoke at Wembley Arena and various things, and I talked about enterprise and how you could make money from very little and make millions. And some people did make millions, if you like, but it was 0.000 whatever %. What I also saw was an awful lot of people spending more than they had because they thought that they needed to look good if they were in the business themselves. So they spent money on cars to look good. This confidence thing, if you like, took them over. And then I recognised that there was a whole business opportunity industry there with thousands and thousands of people selling business opportunities. And would you believe, I actually found one of them was the government. That the government were one of the major sellers of businesses. Great, start up this, become self-employed. Now, ministers would always say, it's because you're the backbone of the economy. Well, I think they think of them more as the smelly feet of the economy, because I think they believe self-employment, which is where 80% of all the new jobs in Britain are coming from self-employed, one-person businesses. Not high-growth businesses, not entrepreneurs doing fantastic things. It's people on their own doing it.